I'm gonna tell you a story. First thing you gotta understand is time doesn't work the way you think it does. You can call me Oracle because I'm the one talking to you. One of the reasons time doesn't work the way you think it does is because of a little thing called aniyata mana, or entropy. Entropy is a very, very real thing. Because if it wasn't real, accidents wouldn't happen. The lottery couldn't be random. The Dhanabani Yoga requires that. Dhanabani Yoga lottery, in case you missed that episode. But before I get too far more into that, Yukte Callisto Mana Vijnana Siddharte. Yukta recall. Callisto Mana Vijnana is the delusional awareness. That's basically, if you remember, if you saw the video where I talked about the different strings of consciousness, which is basically what I've been going through in terms of the various forms of recall during this. That's for differentiating what's, something that's, incorrect in your mind. Basically, it's your awareness of what's an illusion in terms of what is a real illusion, something that's actually based in reality, and what is a delusion. What allows you to differentiate between the two. And Siddharti is perfect memory. So, also to go along with that, effectively this is, if you will, like by my reckon, as it were, the best way to like counter pretty much anything, which is return to origin. Prati dati mula. Prati darati mula. Return to your root. Go back to your roots. Go home. Go home. When you say that, you say go home. That's effectively what that is. If you whatever, what was that? So if you like attach this to like say banish, arizati, arizati prati darati mula, banish you, return to origin, go away, go home. That's effectively what you're doing. Like go away, and so like you don't like linger with like, oh well, you told me to go, but you didn't tell me where I had to go, so I'm gonna hang out here until you specify. If something is gonna be like that, I'm like, no, go home. Where's my home? Well, tell me where. I said to your origin. You know where you're from. Don't act like you don't know where you're from. Don't act like you don't know where you're from. That's basically what that's about. All right. And that's what so saying there. Oh, we because we're talking about the nines and the Northern way. Nine of swords, and we got the way of the Gorgons with the swords gone. What did you do to our sister, yo? Color this up in the way away. And there's being awake late at night and counting and sleeping 'cause the swords away, right and they go away. Again I say, sometimes cruelty happens by the way I say. Alright. And then we be looking up the ways in the little books this way. Hey, oh, and I do, and I know of my true view, and another, oh, they do, oh, do, in the books they boo, in the tiny books away, and I know they do. So put the money, and there's my little old stone, put it back there at the day stone. Oh, so I found another, while I'm looking up this, because I, slacked in my setup for this one. While I'm looking this up, I found another interesting Sanskrit term that I'm a very big fan of. 32 statues. And, like, it's interesting because I basically decided for, like, my point of view and, like, trying to put this together in my mind that I'm going to assign a profession to each of them or a virtue to each of them. And, also, I think it's significant that there's a specific, because I was looking at the various numbers, and I got to 32, and it went to like 32 statues. I was like, that seems very specific. So, because it seems so specific, interesting thing that there's also 32 of that is very specific to just humans in general. We have 32 teeth. So, like, that'd be pretty cool if there was actually like a. Oh, there's 32 statues because there's 32 teeth. Because we have 32 teeth. If there's like a Vedic scholar was like, yes, that's exactly why. Do you know why? I'm like, no, I don't. Please tell me. It's like, well, this is why. I'm like, that would be wonderful to know why. Anyway, Nine of Swords, one seated on her couch and on lamentation with swords all over her. Divinatory meanings: death, failure, miscarriage, delay, deception, disappointment, despair. Reverse: imprisonment, doubt, suspicion, reasonable fear, and shame. Not unreasonable, but reasonable fear. Like, if you've been rude to Samsara, you have reasonable fear. Like I said before, don't be true rude to Samsara. Like, it sounds funny for me to say it because certain degrees of like rudeness, it's better to laugh at it because of how awful it is. It's like some things are just like honestly unforgivable. I'm gonna call rude. You know why? Because explaining why they're unforgivable involves too much rudeness to myself. Um, Nine of Swords, anxiety, worry, rumination about problems, like people who are true rude. Mentally haunted by disturbing thoughts and images, self-blame, overwhelmed by guilt and remorse, insomnia. Get the reverse meaning, get the troubling thoughts out of your head and into the open. Fitting anxiety. All right, and with that, I'm going to be done. Dreams safe, everyone. Have night. It's all.